Welcome, everyone. Today we uncover a truth about a feeling almost everyone shares, but few truly understand. Why does life feel so relentlessly busy? Why are we constantly rushing, perpetually tired, always claiming we lack time, forever feeling behind? We awaken stressed, move at a frantic pace all day, and fall asleep exhausted, only to repeat the cycle tomorrow. But here is the profound truth. Life itself is not busy. We are confused. And today, we will grasp a powerful concept. Time is not merely hours on a clock. Time is your life. Once this sinks in deeply, your entire perspective will shift. As you listen, you will also sharpen your English for simple, powerful ideas empower clearer thought and speech. If you aim to expand your mindset and your English simultaneously, stay with this channel. Life feels busy for three primary reasons, insights most people never discover. First, we are doing too much but thinking too little. Most of us pack our days with activities, meetings, calls, endless scrolling, conversations, errands, videos, messages. We are always doing something. But are we doing what genuinely matters? Business is not the same as productivity. Consider this: you spend 10 hours buzzing around, answering messages, consuming content, handling minor tasks. By day's end, you are utterly drained. Yet, when you ask yourself, what significant progress did I make in my life today? You find no clear answer. This is why life feels busy. Not because there is an overwhelming amount to do, but because there is no clear direction. When you do not know what truly matters, everything feels urgent. Second, we are always reacting, never leading. Reflect on your typical day. You wake up. You check your phone. You reply to messages. You react to notifications. You respond to the needs of others. From the very first minute of your morning, you are reacting. When you spend your entire day reacting, you surrender control. It feels as though life is dragging you along rather than you driving your life. This is inherently exhausting because reacting consumes energy. Leading, however, generates energy. When you fail to choose your priorities, others will choose them for you. And that is precisely why you feel different. You are living according to other people's schedules. Third, we confuse movement with progress. This distinction is critically important. Movement is not progress. You can move all day long and still remain in the exact same spot. Time is not just something you spend. Time is your life. When you say, I wasted 2 hours, you did not simply waste 2 hours. You wasted 2 hours of your very existence. 2 hours that will never return. You cannot save time in a bank. You cannot buy it back. You cannot pause it. Every minute that passes is a piece of your life gone forever. Let that profound truth settle within you. This is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to awaken you. Because when you truly internalize that time is life, everything transforms. You cease arguing over trivial matters. You stop giving attention to drama. You stop squandering hours on meaningless scrolling. You become more intentional. When you realize that time equals life, you begin to respect your days. And when you respect your days, you respect yourself. The real problem is not a scarcity of time. The real problem is a lack of clarity. When you do not know what matters, everything feels urgent. Everything feels stressful. Everything feels important. But when you know what truly matters, you effortlessly ignore distractions. You say no with greater ease. You focus calmly. Life becomes simpler. Not because you suddenly possess more time, but because you use it with greater wisdom. Let me ask you something honest. If you were granted only 1 year left to live, would you still scroll for hours, quarrel over minor issues, postpone your dreams, or remain trapped in a job you despise without attempting change? Most likely, you would not. You would fiercely protect every single hour. But here is the stark truth. No one knows how many years they truly have. So why are we living as if time is limitless? Time is life, and life is limited. This is not a negative thought. It is a profoundly powerful one. Because when you grasp this, you stop being busy. You start being intentional. Now you understand the truth. Life is not busy because you have no time. It feels busy because you are not in control. And that changes now. You were not born to rush frantically through your days. You were born to lead them. So, let us stop merely surviving time and begin to control it. Here are 10 powerful shifts to reclaim your life. Tip 1. Be an early riser. Win the morning, win the day. Let us begin with something simple yet profoundly impactful. Most people do not control their day controls them. And this cycle begins in the morning. When you wake up late, you rush, you panic, you skip planning, you immediately grab your phone, you react to messages, you feel behind even before the day truly starts. Now, ask yourself honestly, how can you possibly win the day if you began it in chaos? You cannot. Waking up early is not about showing off. It is about deliberately creating space before the world assaults your attention. Early morning is the only time when no one is calling, no one is making demands, no notifications are exploding, no noise is distracting you. It is quiet. And in that quiet, you think with crystal clarity. That clarity is power. Imagine two people. Person A wakes up at 8:30 a.m. They immediately check their phone. They see messages. They reply. They scroll. They rush. They leave the house already stressed. Person B wakes up at 6 a.m. No phone, no noise. They sit quietly. They plan their day. They read. They exercise. They work on a personal goal for 30 focused minutes. By 8:30 a.m., person B has already invested significantly in their future. After 1 year, person A laments, "I am so busy." Person B declares, "I have grown so much." The difference? Not intelligence, not luck. It is morning discipline. The morning establishes your mental state. If you start reactively, your day becomes reactive. If you start intentionally, your day becomes intentional. Even an extra 30 minutes every morning equates to 30 minutes multiplied by 365 days, which is 182 hours per year. That is almost 8 full days of focused growth. That is the incredible power of waking up early. Do not attempt to jump from 800 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. overnight. Start small. Wake up 30 minutes earlier, then 45, then 1 hour. And fiercely protect that first hour. No phone, no social media, no reacting. Just you and your chosen direction. Morning control builds life control. Tip 2. Minimize interruptions. Now, let us address the biggest hidden enemy of your time: interruptions. Not major problems, not emergencies, but small, insidious interruptions. One notification, one message, one quick scroll, one "let me just check this." That is how hours vanish. Your brain is not designed to multitask deeply. Every time you switch tasks, your brain requires time to refocus. It can take anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes to fully regain deep concentration. So, if you interrupt yourself every 10 minutes, you will never achieve deep focus. You remain on the surface, and surface work feels utterly exhausting. Let us say you are writing something important. You begin. After 7 minutes, your phone vibrates. You check it, reply quickly, then return to your work. But now your brain feels sluggish. 10 minutes later, another notification. You check again. At the end of 2 hours, you feel tired, but if you were honest, you probably only accomplished 45 minutes of genuine work. That is the damage caused by interruptions. When you constantly get distracted, you do not finish tasks. You feel behind. You feel guilty. You feel stressed. But when you focus deeply, you finish faster. You feel powerful. You build discipline. You trust yourself more. Focus builds self-respect. Be strict. Turn off all non-essential notifications. Keep your phone in another room. Use airplane mode during periods of deep work. Inform people you are unavailable for a specific duration. Work in focused blocks of 45 to 60 minutes. This is not extreme. This is protection. Because your focus is your future. We do not lack time. We lack uninterrupted attention. If you protect just 2 hours per day from interruptions, that is 2 hours multiplied by 365 days, which equals 730 hours per year. That is truly life-changing. That is mastery. That is profound growth. Most people feel busy because their attention is scattered. Scattered attention yields scattered results. Focused attention yields powerful results. If you wake up earlier and protect your focus, you already set yourself apart from 80% of people. And this is just the beginning. Tip 3, use a to-do list, but use it the right way. Most people write to-do lists and still squander their day. Why? Because they write the wrong kind of list. They write a list that looks like this: reply messages, check email, clean room, call someone, watch something, do work, study. This list is not a plan. This is a stress generator. It makes you feel busy, not focused. And the worst part is you keep doing the easy tasks first because they offer quick satisfaction. Then the day ends and the truly important work remains unfinished. So the problem is not the to-do list itself. The problem is how you utilize it. A powerful to-do list is not merely a collection of tasks. A powerful to-do list is a system that answers one pivotal question: what should I do first so my future genuinely improves? Your brain is not designed to remember absolutely everything. When your tasks remain only inside your head, your mind becomes noisy. You overthink. You forget things. You feel immense pressure. You feel busy even when you are doing absolutely nothing. That is mental weight. A good to-do list liberates your brain from this weight. It bestows upon your mind one invaluable gift: clarity. Clarity is calm. Calm is power. Step 1, write everything down. Do it once. Take 5 minutes. Put every single task on paper. Because once it is written, your mind ceases to replay it like a broken radio. Step 2, separate tasks into 2 distinct categories. Important tasks are future building activities. Small tasks are maintenance activities. Important tasks include things like studying, creating something, working on your project, improving a skill, building your career, training your body, learning English. Small tasks include replying to messages, cleaning, buying something, making random calls, running little errands. Both categories matter, but they are not equal. If you treat them as equal, your life will feel busy and your future will remain stagnant. Step 3, give your list a top 3. Right at the very top, today's top 3. These are the 3 tasks that matter most. And here is the unbreakable rule. Complete these top 3 tasks before you touch any of the small tasks. Imagine you have these tasks today: study English, gym, reply messages, clean room, call a friend, check email. Most people would start with replying messages, checking email, cleaning the room. Why? Because it is easy. But after doing those, they feel tired, and the important tasks are still waiting. Now, consider the correct system. Top 3: 1. Gym. 2. Study English for 45 minutes. 3. Work on your project for 30 minutes. Small tasks later: messages, cleaning, emails, calls. Now you are actively building your future first. This single shift will make you feel more confident, less stressed, more in control, less busy, and prouder at night. Because you did not just stay busy, you moved forward every single day. When you consistently complete your top 3, your identity transforms. You stop saying, "I am not disciplined." You start saying, "I am someone who finishes important things." And when you genuinely believe that about yourself, everything in your life improves. Tip 4 is time blocking. Give every hour a job. This is the crucial difference between people who merely hope they will do something and people who actually accomplish it. Because most people live like this: I will study later. I will work on my goal today. I will start in the evening. I will do it after lunch. But later is a treacherous trap. Later swiftly becomes tomorrow, then next week, then next month. And that is how entire years vanish without progress. Time blocking utterly destroys later. Time blocking transforms your goals into non-negotiable appointments. And appointments, by their nature, get done. Time blocking means you decide precisely when you will execute a task. Not sometime, but a specific time. For example, 600 to 6:30 a.m. exercise, 700 to 8:30 a.m. deep work, 900 to 9:30 a.m. learning, 1000 to 10 to 15 a.m. messages, 10:15 to 1100 a.m. work again. Now you are not guessing your day. You are actively running your day. Your brain respects structure. If you have no structure, your brain becomes lazy and easily distracted. If you have structure, your brain becomes focused and calm. Furthermore, time blocks create essential boundaries. Instead of thinking, "I have so much to do," you think, "Right now, I only do this one specific thing." That mindset removes immense stress. Let us say someone wants to learn a new skill. Without time blocking, they study randomly. 1 day, yes. 2 days, no. They feel guilty. They feel as though life is too busy. With time blocking, they decide, every day from 700 to 7:40 p.m. is a skill time. Now it becomes automatic. Even on tired days, they still show up because it is scheduled. After 30 days, they show noticeable improvement. After 90 days, They become confident. After 1 year, they are far ahead of most people. Not because they are inherently special, but because they consistently utilized structure. When you enter a time block, you protect it as if your future depends on it. Because it truly does. That means absolutely no notifications, no phone in your hand, no multitasking, no quick checks. 1 block equals 1 mission. This practice builds deep focus. And deep focus is a rare and powerful commodity. That is why focused people win. Because time blocking transforms your life from chaos to control. You stop feeling like, I do not have time. You start feeling like, I decide what I do. And that feeling of control cultivates profound confidence. Tip 5. Plan your day the night before. Stop waking up confused. Most people do not lose their day in the afternoon. They lose it in the morning because they wake up without a plan. When you wake up without a plan, your brain becomes like a crowded market. Too many thoughts, too many choices, too many distractions, too much confusion. And confusion fosters one dangerous habit. You start doing whatever feels easy, not what is important. That is why you begin your day with phone scrolling, random messages, small tasks, unnecessary errands, reacting to other people. And then suddenly it is evening, and your important work is still undone. You feel busy, but you also feel deeply disappointed because being busy without progress feels like emotional torture. Now, here is the simple yet powerful solution. Plan tomorrow tonight. Not in the morning when your brain is half asleep. Not in the middle of the day when you are already tired. Do it at night when you can calmly reflect on your life and deliberately decide what truly matters. This practice eliminates morning stress. If you wake up knowing exactly what to do, your mind feels safe. Your brain thrives on certainty. A planned morning feels calm. An unplanned morning feels like a battle. Night planning protects you from distractions. When you already know your tasks, distractions become significantly weaker because your brain has a clear mission. It automatically cultivates discipline. When you write a plan and faithfully follow it the next day, you build profound trust in yourself. And self-trust is one of the strongest forms of confidence. Many people do not fail because they are weak. They fail because they do not trust themselves. Night planning meticulously rebuilds that trust. Every night before sleep, dedicate 5 to 7 minutes to this process. Step 1. Write tomorrow's top 3. Only 3 important tasks. For example, work on my project for 90 minutes. Study for 45 minutes. Exercise for 20 minutes. Step 2. Decide the very first task of the morning. Write one clear line. First thing tomorrow morning on task. This directly attacks and destroys procrastination. Step 3. Create a rough schedule. Not a perfect minute-by-minute timetable, just blocks. Morning, deep work. Afternoon work, errands. Evening, skill learning plus gym. Night plan, sleep. That is it. Imagine you have an exam, a job, and family responsibilities. If you wake up with no plan, you will feel trapped. But at night, you write tomorrow 6:30 to 7:00 a.m. revision, 700 to 7:15 a.m. breakfast, 7:15 to 8:00 a.m. important chapter, afternoon job, college, evening, revise 45 minutes. Night plan, next day, sleep. Now you wake up with clear direction. You no longer feel busy. You feel in control. When you plan your day at night, you are telling yourself, I respect my future. I care about my goals. I am not living randomly. I am actively building something. And when you do this daily, you cease living like a victim of time. You become the owner of your life. Tip 6, planning an ideal year. Stop living month to month. This is one of the most powerful things a person can ever do because most people live like this. They plan nothing significant. They simply handle life. They survive each week. They hope things will magically improve. And then one day, they realize a whole year has vanished and absolutely nothing has changed. Same problems, same habits, same excuses, same life. Not because they are unlucky, but because they never deliberately designed their year. Now listen carefully. If you do not plan your year will inevitably be planned by distractions, by other people, and by unexpected problems. An ideal year plan is not about achieving perfection. It is about establishing clear direction. It is about becoming a person who consciously knows where they are going. Because your year is your life, broken into smaller, manageable pieces. A year comprises 12 months. Each month contains 4 weeks. Each week holds 7 days. And every single day is a vote for your future. When you plan your year, you stop wasting days. You start actively using days. Pick 3 annual goals only, not 10, not 20. Only 3. Because too many goals simply create confusion. For example, improve my English to a strong level. Get fit and build robust health. Become financially secure. These 3 goals encompass skill, money, future, and health. Now your year has a clear, compelling purpose. To break each goal into monthly targets. If you aim to speak English fluently month 1, daily speaking practice plus basics. Month 2, vocabulary expansion plus a listening routine. Month 3, fluency practice plus confidence building. Month 4, advanced speaking plus accent work. Now, your grand dream transforms into an actionable plan. 3, decide the one core habit for each goal. Your goals are achieved through consistent habits, not fleeting motivation. For English, 30 minutes of daily speaking. For career, 60 minutes of daily deep work on a key skill. For health, 20 minutes of movement daily. That is how years truly change. Not by grand decisions made once a year, but by small, consistent discipline applied every single day. For example, 2 people start the year. Person A says, "This year I want to improve." But they write nothing down. They just hope. Person B writes, "My ideal year has 3 goals." They set monthly targets. They choose daily habits. After 1 year, person A feels exactly the same. Person B is a new person entirely. Not because person B is more talented, but because person B planned. Planning an ideal year does something even more important than mere time management. It gives you identity. It makes you feel, I am someone who is going somewhere significant. And when you feel that, you automatically stop wasting time because you finally have a powerful reason to protect your precious hours. If you want to escape a busy life, you require 2 things. 1, a plan for tomorrow. 2, a clear direction for your year. Night planning fixes your day. Ideal year planning fixes your life direction. And when your days and your direction are both clear, life stops feeling busy. life starts feeling purposeful. Tip 7, the 2-minute rule. Destroy procrastination before it grows. Let me share something very honest. You do not waste time because tasks are inherently big. You waste time because tasks feel heavy. And when something feels heavy, your brain does one thing it avoids. That avoidance quickly morphs into delay. Delay spirals into stress. Stress transforms into guilt. Guilt then leads to the declaration, "I am so busy." That is precisely how life descends into chaos. Now, here is the powerful, simple solution. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. And if something feels overwhelmingly large, commit to starting it for just 2 minutes. That is it. It sounds incredibly small, but its power is immense. Your brain fears big, daunting tasks, but it does not fear small, manageable actions. If you tell yourself, "I need to study for 2 hours," your brain immediately counters, "Too much," later. But if you say, "I will study for 2 minutes," your brain readily agrees. Okay, that is easy. And once you begin, something truly magical happens. Starting is always the hardest part. Once you initiate action, momentum rapidly builds, and momentum is far stronger than fleeting motivation. Version 1, small tasks. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. Reply to that important message. Put your clothes away. Write that email. Fill out that form. Clean your desk. Do not postpone tiny tasks. Tiny tasks, when postponed, accumulate into significant mental weight. And mental weight makes life feel overwhelmingly busy. Version 2, big tasks. If a task feels enormous, commit to only 2 minutes. You do not want to study. Go to the gym. Work on your project. Practice English. So you tell yourself, just 2 minutes. Open the book, read 1 page, do 5 push-ups, write 3 sentences. After 2 minutes, most of the time, you will find yourself continuing. Why? Because your brain has already successfully crossed the resistance wall. Imagine a large report that absolutely must be completed within 1 week. The document is blank. The deadline is prominently displayed on a calendar. The task feels incredibly heavy. And because it feels heavy, your mind immediately begins creating excuses. There is still plenty of time. I will do it tomorrow. I need to be in the right mood. I should first organize everything perfectly. Nothing happens on the report, but something invisible is happening within you. Stress is rapidly growing. Every day the document remains blank. The pressure intensifies. The task becomes mentally larger and larger. Your brain now perceives it as a genuine threat. And when your brain perceives something as a threat, it instinctively avoids it. This is precisely how procrastination grows slowly, silently, dangerously. Now apply the 2-minute rule. Instead of saying, "I must finish this entire report," the instruction changes to "for the next 2 minutes only." Write the title and the first paragraph. That is it. No pressure to finish. No expectation of perfection. No demand for significant progress. Just 2 minutes. The document opens. The title is typed. The first few lines are written. Something profound shifts. The task no longer feels like an insurmountable mountain. It feels manageable. After 2 minutes, stopping feels unnecessary because momentum has already begun. 1 paragraph becomes 2. 2 become a page. Even if work pauses after 10 minutes, progress undeniably exists, and progress destroys fear. The next day, starting again feels significantly easier. Why? Because the task is no longer untouched. It is already in motion. This is the immense power of the 2-minute rule. It does not attempt to finish big tasks. It attempts to break resistance. And resistance is always strongest just before action. Once action begins, resistance rapidly weakens. Procrastination does not vanish because of a sudden surge of motivation. It vanishes because of starting small. The 2-minute rule teaches one powerful lesson. You do not need to feel ready. You just need to begin. And once something begins, it rarely stays small. That is how tiny actions prevent massive delays. That is how small starts create monumental results. Tip 8. Setting up input goals. Focus on effort, not results. Most people set goals like this. I want to lose 10 kilograms. I want to earn $10,000. I want to get 100,000 subscribers. I want to be fluent in English. These are output goals. Output goals are results. But here is the critical problem: you cannot fully control results. You can only control your effort. And when you focus exclusively on results, you feel immense pressure. Pressure creates stress. Stress leads to inconsistency. Inconsistency ultimately kills progress. Now, let us flip this powerful concept. Instead of output goals, focus on input goals. Input goals are the daily actions you are entirely in control of. Instead of, I want to lose 10 kilograms, say, I will walk 8,000 steps daily. Instead of, I want to be fluent, say, I will practice English 30 minutes daily. Now your brain immediately relaxes because you control the actions, not the uncertain outcomes. When you focus solely on results, you constantly check numbers. You compare yourself to others. You feel perpetually behind. When you focus on inputs, you focus on the consistent process. And a consistent process builds skill. Skill inevitably builds results. Results then become almost automatic. For example, two students both aspire to top their exam. Student A says, I must get 95%. Student B says, I will study 3 hours daily with full focus. After 3 months, student A is stressed every single day. Student B is disciplined every single day. Who wins in the long run? The one who consistently controlled their inputs. Input goals make you consistent. Consistency builds identity. Identity builds long-term success. When you confidently say, I am someone who studies daily, that declaration is far stronger than, I hope I get good marks. Because identity is the true driver of behavior. Choose 3 significant goals in your life. Now, convert them into daily input habits. Example goal: improve English. Input: 30 minutes speaking daily. Goal: grow business. Input: 2 hours focused work daily. Goal: get fit. Input: 20 minutes exercise daily. Now, forget about the results. Just show up daily and consistently execute your inputs. After 1 year, the results will absolutely shock you. The 2-minute rule teaches you how to start. Input goals teach you how to stay consistent. Start small, stay consistent. That is how busy people become powerful. That is how confused people become disciplined. That is how average lives become truly extraordinary. Tip 9. Concentrate on one thing at a time. Let us start with a harsh but necessary truth. Most people are not tired because they work too much. They are tired because they switch too much. Switching tasks, switching screens, switching thoughts, switching conversations, switching focus. The human brain was fundamentally not designed for constant, rapid switching. It was designed for depth, and depth is what creates true power. Multitasking sounds impressive in theory, but scientifically, multitasking is not doing multiple things at once. It is doing multiple things poorly by rapidly switching your attention between them. Every single time you switch tasks, your brain incurs a significant switching cost. That cost includes lost concentration, lost memory of precisely what you were doing, lost mental energy, and lost momentum. Imagine a computer attempting to open 25 tabs simultaneously. Eventually, it will inevitably slow down to a crawl. Now, imagine your brain attempting to do the exact same thing. That is the reality of modern life for many. Think about a normal working day. A laptop is open. On the screen, there is an email tab, a social media tab, a news tab, your work document, a messaging app. Now, imagine trying to write a serious, complex report under those conditions. Every 3 minutes, a notification appears. A message pops up. A fleeting curiosity pulls your attention away. A quick check instantly turns into 10 minutes. After 2 hours, the report is only half done, but your brain feels completely exhausted. This exhaustion is not because the report itself was inherently difficult. It is because your attention was scattered, fragmented. Scattered attention drains the very life out of you. When you begin a task, your brain typically moves through distinct phases. Phase 1, resistance. You feel lazy, distracted, unmotivated. Phase 2, engagement. You slowly but surely get into the task. Phase 3, deep focus. You feel completely immersed. Time seems to disappear. Work flows effortlessly. Most people either quit in phase 1 or they interrupt themselves before they ever reach phase 3. And because they never attain deep focus, they never experience that powerful, productive flow state. Single tasking is the key that allows you to bypass phase 1 and consistently reach phase 3. That is precisely where true growth and impactful work happen. Before starting any task, make a clear, firm decision. For the next 45 minutes, I will do only this one thing. Then, ruthlessly remove all potential switching triggers. Turn notifications off. Close all unnecessary tabs. Place your phone in another room. Clear your physical desk. Set a strict time boundary, 25, 45, or 60 minutes. When distractions inevitably arise, do not fight them emotionally. Simply acknowledge them and calmly say, "Not now." After finishing your focused block, take a short, refreshing break. Then repeat the process. When you consistently practice single tasking, you finish tasks faster. You produce significantly better quality work. You feel calm and in control. You stop feeling busy and overwhelmed. You gain profound self-respect. And something even deeper and more profound happens. You train your brain to obey your conscious commands instead of allowing your impulses to control you. That is mental strength, and mental strength is the ultimate time power. Tip 10, delegation. Now, let us delve into something even deeper. Many people are utterly exhausted, not because of a lack of ambition, but because of an overwhelming need for control. They insist on doing absolutely everything themselves. They believe, if I do not do it, it will not be perfect. If I do not manage everything, things will inevitably collapse. I cannot truly depend on others. This mindset, while seemingly responsible, slowly but surely destroys your potential for growth. When you attempt to handle everything, you squander precious energy on minor tasks. You perpetually delay high-value, impactful work. You become chronically stressed. You lose your creative power. You feel constantly busy, yet often achieve little of significance. Busy does not equate to effective. Busy very often signifies inefficiency. Imagine a small online business. All tasks are meticulously handled by one single person: customer replies, product design, marketing, social media posts, accounting, website updates, packaging, deliveries. Everything is done alone. What is the result? Growth is agonizingly slow. Energy levels are perpetually low. Stress is astronomically high. Now imagine the exact same system, but with strategic delegation. Accounting is outsourced to a professional. Packaging is handled by a support team. Customer replies are automated or assisted by a virtual assistant. Social media posts are carefully scheduled in advance. Now, the main energy of the owner is redirected into product improvement, innovative strategy, and expansion. What is the result? Growth dramatically increases. Not because more time was magically created, but because energy was intelligently redirected to the highest leverage activities. Every task you perform falls into one of three critical levels. Level 1, growth tasks. These include skill development, strategic planning, creative work, high-level decision making. These are future-building activities. Level 2, maintenance tasks. These are essential but often repetitive tasks like emails, cleaning, administrative work. Level 3, waste tasks. These are activities like unnecessary scrolling, repeated checking of unimportant things, unproductive discussions. Most people, unfortunately, spend the vast majority of their day trapped in level 2 and 3. Delegation is the powerful tool that helps you strategically move your focus from level 2 to level 1. That fundamental shift changes your income, changes your success trajectory, and ultimately changes your life. Imagine a household where one person handles all the cooking, cleaning, grocery shopping, managing bills, and scheduling everything. Over time, sheer exhaustion inevitably builds. But if responsibilities are intelligently divided, cleaning duties are rotated, groceries are shared, bills are automated, and tasks are simplified, now energy is liberated. Energy that was previously consumed by mere survival is now available for growth, creativity, and personal fulfillment. Delegation is, at its core, energy management. Write down absolutely everything you do weekly. Then clearly mark tasks that only you can do, tasks someone else can do, and tasks that should not be done at all. Ruthlessly remove what is unnecessary. Share or outsource what drains your energy. Focus intensely on what truly moves your life forward. Time is limited. Energy is limited. If you waste your precious energy on small, low-impact tasks, you will not possess the strength or mental capacity for your big, audacious dreams. Delegation is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of maturity. It is the profound understanding that true growth demands unwavering focus on the highest impact areas. Single tasking protects your attention. Delegation protects your energy. Attention plus energy equals life power. If you master these two principles, you will stop feeling busy. You will start feeling truly powerful. So remember, time is not your enemy. It was never against you. The real question was never, do you have enough time? The real question is, are you brave enough to take control of it? You cannot stop the clock. You cannot slow the days. You cannot rewind lost years. But you can make a decisive choice, starting today, that your time will no longer be squandered on fear, distraction, or delay. Every minute you protect, every task you finish, every distraction you remove, every small, intentional action you take, you are actively building a stronger, more purposeful future. Remember this: busy people stay tired. Disciplined people move forward. You do not need more hours in your day. You need more intention in your life. From today, stop saying, I am busy. Start saying, I am building. Because time is life, and your life deserves direction, unwavering focus, and profound purpose. Now go forth and take decisive control of it.